check as you're, shipping this out to customers, whether it's correct or not. If you've only got, say, 2 teams that need to do that instead of 4 teams that need to do that, you're going to be able to do a better job of doing it. So just the realities of their whole business model, how they order, the factories, logistics, having this very unique type of product that's very finish specific, natural product with some amount of cracking, but is it too much cracking or too little cracking? The fewer DCs that they can put that product in, the better.
Okay.
The only negative is that you increase some delivery cost, right? If it's a longer transit time.
Right.
But I think they've probably done this math internally, and that's why they're doing it. That's more than offset by all of the benefits that come from, what I just mentioned.
Okay. Great. And then, lastly, so we talked about the only thing that we haven't touched on is RH membership model. I know just from the Q&A. Actually, we are running out of time, but because you wrote that you were part of the internal debate on membership, I'm wondering, I've been told by several different people, that I've spoken with, former RH, as well as current RH, why this is a good thing. So what was the debate before? Why did you guys not do that sooner if it was such a good thing and everybody thought so?
Well, let me try to this was an exciting debate, and it was fun to be a part of. So there's one real clear benefit of not having the membership model and just having all of these sales is at the end of sales, we're just huge numbers. So whatever the event is that you wanted to look at, a fall event or a specific, collection or assortment, the numbers would trail along, and then you would have these huge end of sales where in a particular day you would sell 5-10 times as much as you did over the preceding few days. And part of the reason for that is that, say you would come into the gallery and you're like, look, we're finally going to redo our dining room. So I need a dining table, I need dining chairs, I need a sideboard and hutch, I need 2 floor lamps, I need a chandelier, and I want that Ben Solomini rug and some of these decor items. And you come in and you get it all costed out at, say, $60,000, which is a huge decision for you, right, that you're going to think about and go back home and, look at your room and look at photographs again. Well, after a week or so, the person in the gallery is then able to call you back and say, hey, you know what, just calling to check in. I don't know if you were planning to move forward with this purchase or not, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that, all of the costing around the lighting is going to end, in 2 days because our lighting event is ending. And so I looked at your order. That means it's going to go up by $3,000 or $4,000 if we don't do it now. So I was just calling to check in, and in many, many, many cases, customers are like, oh my gosh, there's an immediacy to this. Let's move on it so that we can save money. So the risk to moving to the membership model was that we would lose those huge end of events because people in the gallery wouldn't be able to have that conversation. They wouldn't be able to call and say, pricing is expiring. And so that was a huge risk, and there were a lot of people in the organization that just did not want to take that risk. I mean, let's be honest with each other. All of retail is pretty much sales driven. Human nature is to be driven by sales, right? So this was a big risk. The benefits of going to the membership model, I think they've kind of clearly articulated. It's kind of all along the supply chain. Instead of having all these kind of ups and downs in order cadence and trying to plan for events, it just smooths out ordering, which smooths out manufacturing. And then that same person in the store that I spoke about, they lost the ability to call you back and kind of prod you to buy, but their life was made so much easier because that process that I just described of costing out all of that different product, oh my God, it it would consume an